Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's Sylvain here. So welcome to another video, Forex. So let's have some fun this week. We'll go back over to what we saw and talked about last week, and then we'll go over a quick analysis. Most of the same pairs will be coming back on what I'll be going over today, but nevertheless, it should be good learning for you and for me as well. It's all about explaining, and by explaining, then we get to learn even more about ourselves, about the process and so on. All right, so if you're new to the channel, so anyway, if you're live, thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, again, make sure you pay close attention. If you like it, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and then hit the bell icon to be reminded of upcoming videos. I'll be doing those about once a week for now. And then, yeah, so feel free to bring some feedback if you've got anything you'd like me to cover and stuff like that. I'm mostly focusing in Forex right now. I've had other comments talking about the stocks and stuff. We could talk about it at some point, but I think the main focus will be about Forex as for trading per se. Hey, Robert, how's it going? Nice to have you here. Yeah, so we'll be going a few pairs right now. We'll be starting by the US dollar currency index. That's what we'll cover first. And then I'll be touching about, what, six pairs. Yep, there you go. So let's do a quick share. So let's go on that trading screen now. All right, so US dollar currency, if you're not familiar, that's the currency index for the US dollar, essentially. And what I'm using right now is tradingview.com. Let's maybe try to even remove that. I have even more room. There you go. So yeah, so I'm using tradingview.com. That I'm using the pro version here. It gives me access to a bit more on the list and so on, but nothing crazy. But it's fun nevertheless. All right, so let's look at the DXY. So it seems to be, from what I observed here, it seems to be kind of in that ranging a bit in that zone here. It's been kind of barely moving, kind of in that area for the last 4 to 5 weeks, and then it seems to be in that area again. So it left this area quickly, and then now it seems to be. And then it was a bit volatile last week, but although it wasn't too bad with the Iran attack and so on, it didn't turn out to be too crazy as I was in the EURUSD. We'll talk about it after, maybe at the end here. Yeah, so no major movement. Again, we're Monday, so anticipate it's going to probably pick up by tomorrow. So we might see a bit more of this here. So last week it was overall bullish. And then before it was kind of bearish, but nothing crazy really from that perspective. AUDUSD now. So I think that one, yeah, we had a great. So what happened last week, and then especially, I think somebody else was pointed that out too about the trend line, and then it came back right about to touch it here, and then I think that's what I was talking last week, I believe, with it's going to retrace for a bit. And I think last week I drew that trend line and then wait for more of a it's going to go across that and then go for the buy maybe afterwards. So I think that's how it played out. It just took it a bit longer, I think, and it retraced all the way back to this trend line. So look at this here. So some people trade sometimes with like breakout, and then they put a pending order in that area. So I mean, it could be done, I guess. I don't typically do that, but that could be a way to approach it. So in the weekly, I think based on what we've seen so far, I think it's going to keep going up at this point. And then see on the monthly, so I think it's carrying some bullish momentum, even though last week, well, this month it's been quite the retracement. But if it doesn't really go past this year, I think we might keep going. So if it keeps climbing up from this point, I think we're good. So it looks fairly bullish in my opinion on AUDUSD. I think I talked about this one last week. So I didn't enter a trade, but it's funny enough here that what I entered here, I would have been stopped out, but I did not enter that. But look at this here. If I maybe even zoom a little bit more, look here. So I was basing this based on previous price here, and then it just went above. And it's probably not by surprise that it does that, because I'm probably not the only one that would have thought about putting a stop loss around this area, possibly, right? So I think we're smart sometimes, but other people are have played the game longer than I have, and we have. So yeah, so it doesn't look really bullish at this point. So there might be continuation, but again, it's not really strong to the downside either. So kind of waiting a little bit to see, breakout and retest or something. Look for something a bit more powerful, I think, in this area. I think that'd be pretty safe to say. EURCAD. So that one, I kind of did the same process. I didn't enter this one. That one looked a bit more bullish in this case. That one was kind of a pin candle here, and it seems to be going for the upside. Not that strong though. So again, it might be it might just go here and then retrace right after, because it's still being a downtrend overall after hitting this 36, right? So yeah, there might be some potential. I did not enter this one, but again, it looks a bit better than EURCHF in that regards, per se. I don't know, Rob, if you're in anything right now. I know I've been trading a bit of the daily scalper strategy as well. So so far, I've found the results are really good. I've been scared 2 occasions with AUDUSD and kind of leaving, too early, but it went all the way down like we saw last week. So I would have made. I'm always like too early to exit, but then it seems like the last level I had drawn with the. I think it was the 161 and the 200, and it was like bang on. Like it was kind of, I was shocked. It was actually pretty precise. And then this one, all right, so USDCAD. So yeah, a lot of bearish momentum, I guess. CAD, we were talking about here in Canada, obviously, and they were saying it reached its highest value. So obviously, right, so if US dollar is going down, that means the CAD was, so I guess the best location for us to exchange money would have been here since, for this area in 2018. So yeah, so that's what they pointed that out, that it's been it was at its highest since for a while anyway. So I mean, if we talk regular nowadays, regular people, they don't look that far out. So I guess almost a year plus now. So I think it was worth it to mention it. So that one now, I don't know. It looks that DXY doesn't. It's tough to say where that's going to go, and obviously that's going to be affected by it quite a bit. So I think at this point it was a nice area, but I guess now I would be kind of waiting this to see, probably going back up here and then see the reaction. Yeah, because it wasn't like clear touch in this area, so I'm not sure if it's complete per se, or it's kind of in between 2 things right now. So I'd wait, but it's something I'm looking for right now on this one. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. And then the other one I wanted to state was EURUSD. So that's the one I entered last week. So let's zoom in a little bit here. I'm on the weekly. So last week, yeah, it didn't go too good. So I was kind of going for, I think the close here was above the 36. So I thought maybe, with the retracement here, would have seen some continuation of it. But then again, I think it came all the way back down here, and then trend line. I guess people draw the trend line differently sometimes, but in my opinion now, it was past it. But some other people draw it to there. But I guess, the last really up was here before this area. So I wouldn't go there. Otherwise, it would need to be this way. So yeah. So in my opinion, it was past, but just not showing a clear momentum. And again, this might have been affected by last week. But yeah, we'll see. It doesn't look that great. Like it seems like it might just Won't know where it's going at this point, but we'll see. I guess I'm just going to keep parameters there. I set a stop loss here, and I was tempted at first to set it here, like just above that previous week, but it was too close, right? So it was about 100 pips here, and if it's going to go through that, I'm pretty sure that you're probably going to see some upside correction, some downside momentum then. So we'll see, because it's kind of against that 36. So if it doesn't go past that, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if what you think, Rob, on this one. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean we get all of them either. And I've been the last couple of trades I was trading from an area like this, like a zone and in momentum. So now I was kind of in the middle, like I say, and it was kind of my first trade that I took in this area. Vice, taking it like in the clear zone like that. So we'll see. It's all good learning at this point. And then since I'm a big fan of cryptocurrencies as well, so we saw some upside momentum over the last couple of weeks here for Bitcoin. So we'll see what comes out of that. I think today was a bit of a good upside again, because it had been like at 81 for the weekend and so on, and then now it clearly like went to the upside. So, but then again, highest in 2019 was no, that's not that one. Should have been should have been around $14,000. Yeah, so we still have a long way to go up there, but another analysis. I think it's looking maybe to go for another push here, but let's wait and see. It's quite volatile. We saw some upside when the Iran attack and so on. Like people were in Iran were like buying. I guess let's just share that screen back up now. Yeah, I guess in Iran, people were buying some for like $14,000, like way above price, because they were scared of the currency and so on. So that's kind of crazy to think about that, when we could get them at 75 or 8,000 last week. So it was kind of scary, like the go below the 36 CMA, maybe at this support. Which one are you talking about for that 36 CMA? The Euro USD. I'm not sure if that's the one you talked about. I know this one right now, it's below on the weekly. On the daily, it's the momentum's not too great, but again, it's like it was only Monday. Maybe it is support. Yeah, it might be. So that's what I'm. I usually don't. Well, I don't know. It's always playing with emotions, and we shouldn't be. So that's why I like the daily scalpel strategy sometimes, because it's clear cut, a level, you put it there. That's all. It's no emotion. It's just a level that you pre-establish. But in this case, I don't know. Usually when I'm in the trade and it goes like against me like quite a bit early on, I think it's not looking too good. But anyway, we'll leave it there. I mean, we can't win all the trades either, right? So I'm using the ratio is 2.5 to 1, so I'm fine with that. Then I'll probably get one next time, and then maybe I think it was the one before, so probably USDCAD then. Yeah, on the weekly. Yeah, so yeah, there might be support here, and then resistance and support at the bottom here. Let's wait and see. So I'm just gonna wait, see if it's gonna go anything around this area, or go up to this point and then bounce to the downside. So I think it might have a little bit of downside again for US dollar, but let's wait and see what it's going to do actually. All right, so that was pretty much it for this week. So I'm in Euro USD for the long, like I mentioned. It's not looking that great at the moment, but it's certainly, because other pairs have like downside momentum, like Euro chief. Swiss franc has a bit of downside, so we'll see how that goes. But then again, just remember one thing: stick to your risk to reward. So I'm like on that one, I'm 1 to 2.5. So I'm risking 100 pips to get 250. And even if if you're going to lose like 3 in a row like that, eventually with that win ratio, you only need to get 1 out of 3 sometimes, right? So that's it's all good. It's part of the game. Just stick to your plan, and then if that was your perfect setup, the way you executed it, just do it again. So I had that problem before where I was actually do that one and then lose one trade, lose the second trade, and then now you're like, oh no, I should find something else now, and then you're going to go to another strategy and then lose the first 2 again. So you're always chasing. So do that same setup with that same risk reward, and I think that's going to go a long way. I've yet to even myself to do that on a constant basis, but hopefully by stating it as much as possible, that's gonna dictate as well what I'm doing. So yeah, if you have any comments, anything like that, questions, just feel free to comment in the chat. If it was good value to you, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon to be reminded of upcoming videos, and then we'll see you on the next video. And then thanks Rob for coming on the live. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.